The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons and Dragons show by RollCast, and it is intended for mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. Full content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hi, and welcome back to RollCast. I'm Tom, the DM, and as usual, I am joined by JB, playing our gnome Dix. Coogan, who is portraying our scarred dragonborn Gregor.
The life.
No, last. It's his last name, isn't it? Gregor the
It's
last.
an odd last name.
It's a very odd name.
And finally, Gareth, portraying a human Ezador. So, not going to beat around the bush this time, as you have all probably got aware of by now. We're asking questions at the beginning of our sessions to, learn a little bit more about ourselves. So the first one is, Ezador and Dix, you have the same question. You can take it in turns, though. We've not really got a proper look at you since, dark, dank temple and stuff like that. So Dix, how do you look on a normal day when you're not a captive?
Well, I think you've probably gathered that is a gnome. He's a forest gnome.
Is he?
He is.
Is he?
He
I
is.
just thought he
He's
was
a
a very,
forest
very short
gnome, yeah.
human.
He's from the forest and all that. He's very small. He's got like a grey Van Dyke sat on his face. It's you can like point it a little bit as well. Like likes to point it sometimes. He's got like tight yellow skin. That's sort of like as if someone's had some work done to pull it back a little bit tight.
He's had some plastic surgery.
Well,
Has he had
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't. Don't know.
No, he
I
wants to
wasn't
keep
going to include Botox in this world, but for Dix, maybe I will.
Not sure whether Botox would be allowed, but there might be some little mystery behind it. It's got sharp pointed eyebrows.
Duck lips,
Similar to his Van Dyke. They're quite wiry, He's got really tall pointed ears that go past his head.
Okay.
Sort of pointing upright, as if
He's
you imagine a fungus that's pointing up towards the light, and they're trying to find the light. He's got long lobes which sit to like bell earrings, so like an oak bell from a tree. He likes all that kind of stuff. What else has he got? He's got his hat. He's got like a Phrygian, like a common gnome Phrygian hat, pointy kind of hat that goes. It's quite stretchy. Yeah, it's very stretchy. It's got like leather bands strapped around it. He wears like a green, red padded coat. With the padded 80s kind of shoulders, maybe like a little bit jestery.
Is he wearing a power suit?
No, he's not wearing a power suit. No, it's that kind of material that's like maybe you'd find in like the carnival area, I suppose. Okay. But with a little bit more sophistication to it. It's also got like a moon and star embroidery pattern on it, so it looks a little bit magical. With an inner fair lining inside to keep him warm at night. With like a dagger collar, the traditional dagger collars that stick out. Baggy pair of white cloth trousers that covers his tiny legs. It's if he runs, it's sort of like there's this extra material that just hides his legs, so it doesn't look too embarrassing for him. He's got like shoes made from like a birch polypore material. Polypore. It's like a mushroom kind of material that sheds. So you imagine a snake sheds its skin, you get fresh underneath all the time. So once the shoes start to wear out, this top layer peels off and it's fresh again. It's like a brand new pair of shoes. He's got a little mini quarterstaff that sits on his back diagonally. That's just made from wood. It's got a wood spike and like a almost carved blunt spearhead on the top. And that's about it, really. He's got a little backpack, a little soft backpack made from bark, chip bark and things off a tree. And that sits really high up on his shoulder, like really, really small and high, so anything could be grabbed out of it. But it seems to fit quite a decent amount of stuff in.
Sorry, JB, did you say that his shoes like mold?
Yeah, the shed.
You could make a fortune on that in this campaign.
Well,
just sell your shoes. I mean, who else? I mean, a peasant getting them, flipping heck. Absolutely brilliant.
Maybe that's how he made his few pennies. Who knows? He's got some dark wooden secrets buried beneath. But yeah, his eyes
We're going to go into business.
That's about it. His eyes are just eyes, and they just look around and see things.
Fair play.
And that's Dix.
In which case, Ezador, same question for you. What do you look like on a normal day? What does Ezador look like as a man about town?
Well, as a man about town, I would, how would I say? Let's start from the feet up, shall we? I wear leather boots. They go up to my knees. Rather a sporting number. They make me look quite fetching, I must say. And a cloak covers most of my top part of my rather ample frame. It's not a bad body, I think. Stern, good for fighting, pleases the women. Everywhere I go, I often get good compliments about that. That's cloak, which is blue and gold, surrounds a rather fetching amount of orange underlaying cloth, which wraps around my body. I wear leather gloves, which go up to my elbows, just to keep them safe, keep them clean for whatnot. I've got a short sword, which I mostly have sheathed, but obviously I don't when I fight. But, you know. And what else have I... Oh, yes, I would say the most prominent part of me would be my teal hair, which is rather unusual. Okay. It's not by design. I didn't do it on purpose. It's just there naturally, which is rather odd, I find, especially when it also matches my single eye colour, which is also teal. So
what colour is teal?
Yes, it's rather unusual, but it does keep me
blue, I think.
Is it just blue?
Means I'm rather recognisable everywhere I go.
Can spot you from a crowd, basically.
Yes, you could, yes. As often I am, because quite being well renowned in many parts of the land that I am.
Of course.
Is rather handy trade to have. I also have a goldstone, which does have a story behind it. It's rather important. And it also looks rather fetching. Works well with my bone structure in my face. And what else would I have? Oh, a backpack. Just an ordinary backpack. Leather. One strap over me like this. Carries all my useful items. I mostly wear my hood up most of the time.
Just to quickly pull you back on something that I picked up on what you said. You said you're one teal eye.
Yes. I do have
one eye, or
no, I do have another one. And this is one of the reasons my hood is up, to be honest. And I do tend to leave a bit of strand, maybe, just to keep it covered. Not because I'm ashamed, but just because it can lead to awkward questions that I'd rather just not be bothered with. But the other one's it's black.
Okay.
Purely black. And that just it sort of I sort of gained that due to let's just say another spirit that would be within me. I don't know if you want me to elaborate on that, or
no. That sounds like something for you guys to figure out as you
leave it a mystery
on your adventure. Yeah, let's not show all our cards too quickly, eh?
Well, I certainly wouldn't walk through the market with that one.
Thank you, Ezador. A pleasure as always. And now you, Gregor.
Yeah.
We are quite accustomed to how you look. Apart from the fact that you're now sporting quite a magnificent scar on the left side of your face.
Well, I was aiming for that campaign.
Yeah. Well, let's keep things a little bit light and airy, shall we?
Mhm.
So before you entered into the temple, you had 2 friends and 1 dragon.
No, I have none.
Now you have no friend and no dragon. So my question is, how are you feeling about everyone that you love and care about dying on you?
Ooh, not too good, I'm afraid, DM. Not too good at all. But, I mean, he has been through the wars. He has seen his comrades die. He is used to it. But I think after he deserted the war, he thought that was behind him. And when he came across his new companions, I mean, the half-orc and the human monk, he didn't mind them. He saw them as comrades because we all had a goal to fulfill. But, of course, it's never easy losing companions. Not easy at all. But Gregor, I think, sees it as mourn them, move on. As cold-hearted as that sounds.
A little bit of cold-hearted.
I think it's about 1 hour afterwards, isn't it?
It's very quickly.
Oh, he'll keep him in his
Extremely
memories, but at the end of the day, he is a soldier.
It definitely seems to me like it is more money orientated than we thought he was.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, canonically, I think it's probably been between like 2 and 6 hours since Rag and Ivor died. Like, I've not quite figured out how it works down there in terms of timing, but
it's fresh.
It's fresh. It's been less than 12 hours.
What?
Yes, Ezador.
What was that word?
Canonically.
Canonically.
In canon.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's the real word. It's the word I've always used, but I'm fairly sure if I'm incorrect, someone will probably tell me otherwise.
It should be a word.
They will now.
Yeah, they will now.
Canonically. I like that word.
It was a difficult word to pull out, but, you know.
Well, anyway.
So it's prestidigitation.
Yeah, that's why we call it the, what did we call it last session? The
Presti, wasn't it?
It was Presti, but there was also a cleany wipe or something like that. Let's
Yeah,
just call
I
it
don't
Presti.
know.
Presti's better.
Presti.
Philanthropist.
Philanthropist. The fucking hell, I like it.
Philanthropist.
You know what? Roll credits. Okay, so the last time that we saw you guys, you were coming face to face with the protector of the inner sanctum, the jailer, essentially, and it looked as though it might be quite a difficult, arduous fight ahead of you. But surprisingly enough, you all actually kind of took him down quite quickly, helped by the fact that a lot of Gregor's attacks dealt radiant damage, which obviously makes quick work of undead beings. So with that then destroyed, and you then jumping into Amrius's little healing area from one of his runes, you then headed into the actual inner sanctum, the place where all the goodies are stored, basically. But shockingly enough, when you got there, the only thing that was in there was a dead cult member, a slowly spreading pool of blood, and some obscured runes on the floor. After investigating a little bit more, you realise that the plinth of Merkel should have been in there, as well as a book of some sorts that belonged to Merkel. But due to events that had happened previously in the temple, the cultists had managed to get the drop on you, and as you were fighting the jailer, they had managed to teleport the plinth and the book out of there. You continued investigating a little bit more, and Ezador, I believe you found a knife, which you identified as having some kind of like salty tones to it. Although, given you're in a region full of salt, doesn't really help too much. But before you guys could really decipher what all this meant, the Temple of Miracle started rumbling and started violently starting to move. You realised it was time to get the hell out. Unfortunately for Gregor, as he was passing back through the chamber, he didn't have the best of times getting through that, as numerous chains...
Clumsy me.
Yeah, numerous chains wiped him out numerous times, leaving him with quite a nasty gash on his face. Nonetheless, you managed to make it out and get back to the ground floor. And it looked as though all of you were going to escape relatively unscathed, at least compared to Ivok and Ragnarok, the corpses of which were being carried after Gregor implored the group to carry them to safety. Well, not really safety given their corpses, but nonetheless. However, before you could all leave the temple, when you were in the entranceway, you were confronted with an imposing, ominous figure. A figure that apparently was the physical manifestation and avatar, essentially, of Merkel. Dix and Ezador, you hadn't really broken any of these contracts. You hadn't really been given the chance to. But the rest of the group had. And this manifestation was their punishment. He was there to essentially level out the debt, as it were. And after facing a bolt from Gregor, the figure kind of shrugged it off with pretty much no hesitation. And he pointed towards the group of you and uttered the words, power word kill. For a split second, it didn't look as though anything had happened. But, to Gregor's horror especially, it was his last remaining member of his original group and pretty much kin, the wormling Bimmet, who had been affected. Using his dying breaths, Bimmet tried to cut off this avatar from the rest of you all, spreading flames out across the group. But he was fighting against the dying light, basically, and collapsed on the floor dead. However, luckily, the rest of you managed to escape due to a portal that Amrius had created. But in the confusion and the haste, the corpses of Ivok and Rag were dropped. Back out, they found themselves back into a wooden clearing, Dix realising this was the one that he was stolen from. Speaking of Dix, he was also pretty much strong-armed into digging 2 empty graves and filling with dirt, kind of as a way of making Gregor believe that his friends had been buried safely. As this was happening, Gregor was letting out his grief, sorrow, and anger using his electrical breath. But for some reason or another, maybe his emotions getting too much of him, backfired. And the electrical...
We'll say that for a nat 1 anyway.
Yeah, we'll go for that. His electrical breath turned on him, shocked him throughout, cauterized many of his wounds, but left him with permanent scarring on his face, as well as blindness in one of his eyes. As the rain began to fall, Gregor managed to pay his respects to his fallen comrades, and the group set up camp for the night. However, for Gregor himself, it was not to be a night of sleep, as mere moments after he closed his eyes, he woke up and found himself back into that strange, infinite void that could only signal the arrival of Cyric. I almost said Merkel then.
Wrong guy.
You guys know too many gods. But yeah, that is where we are up to at this moment in time. Ezador and Dix, you are both fast asleep in your tents, happily snoring away. For Ezador, it's the first night he's been able to sleep in a long time.
No, I think actually Gaz is asleep, actually.
I think he might be.
Just
and
my
for Dix, you're just...
acting skills, mate.
It's amazing. Dix, for you, you're just happy to be out of that dreadful place.
Yeah, I've stretched my hat out and just put it over my body.
It's your own makeshift bed. However, Gregor, for you...
Question though, I thought we got to a village.
Nope. Sorry, I didn't explain that clearly. You were overlooking the village of Menel. It's in the wooden clearing that the expedition group camped out in the night before they went to Menel. So, Ezador, you were overlooking like a crest of a hill that overlooked Menel. And as you did, you realised that the mines were open once more.
And then we've gone to sleep.
Yes. So, Gregor, let's see if I remember how Cyric should sound like. 'Cause I'm fairly sure I've forgotten. So, Gregor, you sleep for a minute or two. And then you kind of move your head around, you open your eyes, and you see that, yeah, you're back in this weird, swirly, purple void. However, this time, it's just you by yourself. There's only one of you now. Is that you, Gregor?
I just give him a bit of a cold stare. Yes, Rags, Ivok, Bimit's gone.
Oh, that won't do. That won't do at all. Do you know why I wanted the three of you to do this for me? Your little task, your little let's save the world?
I did have my doubts. I was going to ask you next time I see you, why did you choose a half-orc bard, a human monk, and a dragonborn cleric?
Oh, your past have nothing to do with it. It's the number of you see. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they're pushed into it. However, they need that structure. They need that support. And with only one of you left, well, I don't think that's going to work, is it? You look like you're about to break, Gregor. Is that true? Are you about to break?
Still a bit thingy from thingy, but maybe if you give me a bit more power, then I'll be able to do this myself.
You're becoming power hungry. A warmonger.
But let's say this, Cyric. Let's say this.
Go ahead.
I want payback.
Oh, vengeance.
Well, that
Do you know
bastard.
who you're starting to sound like?
Who?
Merkel. He was all about the vengeance. This is what all of this is about.
I'd happily take that chance. Definitely.
I don't think I'm comfortable with that.
Then what do you suggest I do?
Well, like I said, you need support, Gregor. A group of
What, do
three
you
is
want
better
more
than
people?
a powerful... Yes, a group of three moderately powerful people is so much better than just one incredibly powerful person. See, if there's three of you, you can pull each other back. You can discuss. If there's only one of you, well, who's going to pull you back from the brink?
Well, you do make an interesting point, I gotta say. But who would take the role? Have you got anyone in mind?
Whom indeed? Well, I think, given the fact that you have all just, well, not all of you, obviously, three of you have not. Some of you have survived a temple and a brush with Merkel himself. From the feels of it, you reek of him. Reek of that death. So, I would say two people from your expedition group. If you name them, I can just boop boop, and they'll be here alongside you. As long as they're asleep, that is.
Are you talking about the new prisoners that we found?
I'm not specifically talking about anyone, Gregor. Do you think I'm the type of person to machinate and manipulate you into choosing the people I wish? No! The choice is yours.
All right, we'll invite Ezador and Dix.
Ezador? Ezador, you suddenly awake into this weird void. You can't see anything, but you can't see anything else other than Gregor kind of like floating in the etherealness next to you.
Gregor,
Ezador.
what are you doing in my tent? And where is my tent?
We're not in your tent at the moment, Ezador. I need to explain some things to you.
And Dix! Dix, you appear.
What? It's creep. Lift the bottom part of my
Yeah,
hat.
for a second you just feel that you're floating, and as you peer up, you see this infinite void of purpleness.
What is going on?
And here's Dix.
I'll lift the hat over my head. Gregor? Is that
All
you?
right, Dix. I see you and Ezador got here. All right. I've got a proposition for you, too. I think I'll let him explain it. Do they actually see you?
No, none of you have managed to see. This is just an infinite void. When you're hearing the voice of Cyric, it's just kind of reverberating from everywhere.
Right, I just point towards the purple mist. Like, he'll explain it.
Perfect introduction!
We
Hello,
hit.
hello!
Hello, strange disembodied voice.
Gregor, what is this?
This is Cyric.
I trust you've heard of me.
Can I make a check on that?
Yeah, you can roll me an Arcana check, please. No, a religion check, please. You too, Ezador, unless you wanted to bluff it.
Indeed, maybe.
Natural
As I'm
natural
sure you
20.
have heard of me.
Okay, so Dix, you know that Cyric is the god of chaos. He is the god of lies. He is the type of god that is neither good nor bad inherently, but he's always got something up his sleeve. He's always got a reason for whatever he is doing. Not one to be trusted.
Gregor?
Yes,
This is the god of chaos.
I know.
I don't want to be a part of this. I'm going to try and leave.
No, wait 1 second there, my little gnomey friend. Oh, wait 1 second. And as he says that, you kind of feel... As he says that, you kind of feel your being just kind of like zoop in place.
Now let me go.
I will very shortly, but you'll have to listen to me first. Is that a deal?
Say what you have to say.
And how about you, Ezador? Do you need some persuading too, or are you happy to hear me out?
Well, I'm here now, so...
Glorious. Given how you've reacted, Dix, I'm assuming you know all of the negative things about me. The lies, the tricks, the chaos, oh no, scary.
Yes, I know a lot about you. And I
Yes,
simply
but
don't want to be around you.
do you know what chaos is also called, Dix? Luck.
What is also called?
Luck. It is luck. Chaos is just everything, everywhere. And sometimes
When
chaos
you're
can be
involved,
good.
yes.
Oh yes, obviously. Obviously indeed.
Remove
Now-
you and all the chaos is gone, isn't it?
And it's boring. And also, without some chaos, how do you think the people of goodness will do? Without a little bit of chaos, evil could win at any point. And that, my dear little garden gnome, is my proposition. You see, I'm sure that having been captured by Merkel, you realize that something is quite amiss, yes?
Yes, something is off.
He's getting more powerful. He is drawing more living beings into his own army by slaughtering them and then raising them up. And the more he slaughters, the more they come, and the more he slaughters, the more they come, and so on and so forth, until eventually there will be no more living beings, including yourself. And of course, your
Let me guess,
family back
yes.
in the Bolitas forest.
And yet, he didn't slaughter us. Do you know as to why?
You got lucky.
Ah,
That's
chaos.
literally it. Yes, indeed, you're understanding it. I like this one, Gregor. I like this one.
Just give him like a hump.
I would ask how you know about the Belitas Forest, but I don't see there's any point, is there?
I'm a god. I know all about
Exactly.
Ixen.
Gods know too much.
Sometimes we don't know enough. For example, fucking hell. How to do that voice without choking. For example, exactly what happened at the temple. You see, I'm going to drop a bit of knowledge on you, Dix, here.
Ah, well, I love knowledge.
Yes, I can imagine you do.
It just doesn't come as easy to the rest of us as it does for you so-called gods.
Ah, yes, that's it exactly. We are blessed. Nonetheless. So, in a temple, it is a different realm almost. It is almost like you are in the realm of the gods.
Then let me ask you this.
Yes?
You cannot go into that temple, correct?
Not without serious repercussions. You see, because it is the realm of the gods, we have a pact made from the 1,000-year war or the 100-year war, whatever it was called now, I forget. But we have a pact made where we can't encroach on others' territory.
Gregor, if you're under this peasant's command, there are places you can go where he cannot touch you.
Oh yes, like the temple. I couldn't touch him there. Or Salt Harbour. Gregor already knows about this. Gregor is doing this of his own volition, because he understands that if he does not help get rid of Merkel, then your entire world will cease. Sometimes, my dear Dix, you have to get in bed with people you do not like to achieve your goals.
Well, I have achieved many goals, and I have never done said thing.
You're not thinking big enough.
I don't need to think big enough. I'm a little gnome. I don't need these big things you gods so desire.
I'm fairly
But
sure
anyway-
I can find something that you desire.
Why don't you get to the point of why
Okay.
you've summoned me in this state?
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point indeed. So Gregor here is indebted to me, we'll say, after I saved his life a long, long time ago. And part of that indebtment is to destroy the plinths that belong to Merkel. By doing that, it severs Merkel's tethers to Ixen and Iaflock in general. And once his tethers have been severed, he can be banished into his own realm, captured in a little box where he can't do anything at all.
And
see-
you can take control.
No. There's still a pantheon, my dear gnome. I can't take control. I just don't want an entire world of the undead. That's very predictable. Do you know
Dix.
what I get out of that? Nothing!
Dix, think of it this way. The enemy of thy enemy is my friend.
Exactly! And I'm just your friend anyway!
Yes, but you don't have a choice, Gregor, by the looks of this.
You may have a point there, but
But anyway, continue.
Well, yes, you actually touched on a very good point. Gregor does not have a choice. However, the two of you do. You see, Gregor was travelling with two companions, and there was a reason for this. 3 people travelling together, travelling into the depths of the dark, or deities of death.
Rag and Ivok.
Yes, Rag and Ivok, you know them. Well, knew them?
I did not know them.
They were acceptable for the job. Obviously not, but I thought they were, nonetheless. They, by going into the dark together, they could support each other, bring each other back from the brink. Now Gregor finds himself alone once more, like he always does. So, I propose
that the two of you will become his traveling companions and help him in this altruistic quest. And if you do that, I can grant you some kind of power, some kind of knowledge, some weapon, something that you desire. As a way
Knowledge,
of saying,
you say?
Yes, knowledge.
About.
Whatever you desire.
Ezador, do not listen to him.
But knowledge is everything, my friend.
It is.
With knowledge comes great power.
Just as an example, Gregor here has, I believe it's called Cleric's Rage I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when he is very damaged, he can attack and deal so much more damage. And also take less damage. It's glorious. Ragnarok had something called Bard's Justice that he never used. Basically, it creates pillars of light that would go boom on things. And Ivako, sweet monk Ivak, he had two abilities. One of them basically enhanced all of his senses apart from his sight. He was blind as a bat for a while. And then when he got his sight back, he could convince people to do whatever he wished. So, I could bestow powers like that on you, I could bestow other powers on you. If you would like a weapon of some sort, I can give you the weapon. If you just want an IOU of knowledge, I could give you that too. A quid pro quo, as it were. You scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours. And in the process, you save the world. I'm fairly sure that for a man such as you, Ezador, a man who would like great reputation and knowledge, saving the world will open many doors. And you, Dix, that nice big tree that you worked in for so long, I'm sure if you saved the world, they'd let you work there forever, with no need of vacations.
I do not have forever.
I could give you
my
forever.
My time is almost done.
And would you not want to spend the last of your time saving this world, saving the world that birthed that big old tree that you have spent so many years loving?
Are you saying you will... What are you saying?
What do you want me to say? I can grant anything. Well, almost anything. There's some things that are out the powers of a god.
I would like you to leave me alone.
If you do this for me, I'll leave you alone. I'll make sure that that nice tree of yours survives long after all of us are dust.
Cyric, this is a waste of time. Obviously, Dick's not going to join us. I mean, look at him. He's a gnome, for God's sakes.
That seems
It's
a little
nice to see
racist,
that.
Gregor. I'm many things, but a racist is not one of them. Jesus, man.
Well, look at him. He can't pick anything up. Not strong. Don't see how he can help me out.
Maybe all right. Maybe the
And
weight of this is too
it
much.
turns out you, Gregor, you like to seem to pick on the weak.
Fight. You can just
Give me a
hear
sec.
really quietly in the back, just fight. You can hear incorporeal clapping in time to it.
Do you want to taste of my boot? That's all I can think of.
You can try.
Cyric, do you really
Yes.
think these two are going to be companionable, if that is a word?
Do you know what the best way for people to bond is, Ezador?
Duel?
Well, not quite. I mean, that might work. Adversity. If the two of them travel together and go through all manner of misadventures and look into the jaws of the abyss and come out the other side, well, maybe they can just get along after all.
Listen, I'm all about an adventure. This is what I spend my free time doing when I'm not working. I am on I am on a leave currently,
Mm-hmm.
on a vacation, which I am instructed to do so by the tower.
Tower?
But yes, I work at this tower. I'm a
Dix,
librarian.
it's a simple question. Are you in or are you out?
Remember, Dix, even the littlest of creatures can have the biggest of adventures. It doesn't matter how small you are, you can leave your impact in the world. Would you not rather your descendants, in centuries' time, be able to read a book in the library and say, that was Dix, the greatest gnome who ever came from the forest. He saved the world.
I tell you what,
Yes? Yes? Yes.
I will not commit anything to you. I will not be under control by you.
Very well.
I will accompany this party and help in the endeavors. But I only have 90 days.
Is that a biological constraint or a Dix constraint?
I simply only have 90 days and then I have to return to work.
You hear well, you don't really hear a pause. There's a pause. And ironically, the soundtrack's just stopped at that exact moment too. You hear a pause.
87 days to be more precise.
No, you said 90. And I'm sure we can work something out at the end of those 90 days. So yes, very well, very well. Would you like a gift then? It will be much lower power than what Gregor or potentially Ezador has, because you are not in my employ. But if you wish, as a show of good faith, I can give you some kind of gift.
I do not require anything from you.
Very well. We will just
Because
take it
I am
at your
not
word.
under your command.
Very
I'd
well.
like to... You must say it.
Say what exactly?
That I am not under your command and you have no say.
I am not
In
under
what
your
I do
command,
or where
and
I
you have
go.
no say in what I do or where I go.
That's not what I said.
That's literally what you said, my dear gnome. But very well, very well. If there's one thing that I admire, it is one who looks over the terms and conditions of contract. Very well, Dix. You are not
I am on
under
this
my...
venture for knowledge.
You are on this venture for knowledge. You are not under my employ, my command. You do not have to listen to my word. You can just... You can
And you will
see
not
me
and
as
you
a-
will and you will not force me to do anything I wish not to do.
I wouldn't dare dream of it. I'm not even... Well, Gregor may say differently, but I'm not exactly forcing Gregor to do this. This is for the good of all of Ixen and Earflock. It's for the greater good, as it were. If I were to force you all to do it, well, you might turn to Merkel and think maybe he has a better deal. So no, I will not force you to do anything.
Well then, very well. I will accompany the party for 87 days and then we will talk.
Yes, in 87 days indeed. We shall have a powwow, as it were.
May I return?
Yes! You're gone. You wake, you kind of like just sit upright, Dix, with your hat still covering you.
Wanker! Back under the
Back
hat.
to sleep. So yeah, Dix has now kind of disappeared away from this infinite purple void, leaving only Gregor and Ezador left. Well, there was no screws loose on that one, was there? No flies on him. You're going to have quite the time with him, Gregor.
Well, he's none of our business, really. If he wants to tag along, he can.
We practice his
sense-
caution. I see nothing wrong with that.
I sense some kind of unresolved tension from Gregor with a gnome there.
I have no doubt that we will find out about it more in future episodes.
Yes. I believe he annihilated his entire race, if I remember correctly.
My, Gregor.
Or so he said. Did I catch that right?
I stay
Gregor?
silent at that point.
You know what? You think you know a person, and then it turns out they're responsible for genocide.
We all hide our own demons.
Can't say I blame him for a bit of bad blood there.
Yes. Well, hopefully they can sort it out at some point or another. Anyway,
You can't talk Ezador anyway. You seem to be hiding a demon yourself.
I am not hiding. You simply have not asked.
What is it?
For another time.
yes, I must say, this seems to be the type of shit that you should be working out in the corporeal realm, not in the realm between.
Ah, and that is where we be floating now, I take it.
Well, yes, the realm between realms is the usual psychic type of stuff. It's where I can converse with you, you can converse with me. It's where those who do not wish to die hang out. Sometimes you might even see them floating around. It's those that have died in a way that would not allow them into their god's realm. There's some ways to do that, but... Yes, that's a purgatory of sorts. If you die in the temple of another, if you refuse to die, if you anything like that, can result in purgatory. That's essentially what this is.
I've been here before.
Yes, I know you have. We're not too far away from where you were before. Nonetheless, Ezador, can I count on you to help Gregor?
I don't know. Your request seems rather large. I wonder just how much knowledge do you have to back up?
You hear like this jingling. Knowledge.
Yes, but how much knowledge is it? How powerful the knowledge you know? Do you know everything I have in my pockets?
I believe so. I know, for example, that before you met this group, you had... Well, you have that lovely cloak of yours that billows out in the wind in command. You also have a scroll, a very powerful scroll.
Yes. These things I know I have, and these things I know what they do.
Oh, that is an interesting deck.
It is, yes.
I'm guessing you don't remember when you got those, do you?
No, I don't. And for some reason, I can't seem to open them either.
Oh, there's a very easy way of opening them. All you have to do is declare how many cards you wish to draw. And then you can draw them! But you have to draw exactly that amount.
But I just simply shout a number into the air.
Well, you can say 2 or whatever, or you can say, I wish to draw this amount of cards, and you'll be able to. You can, of course, draw more, you can draw less, but if you don't draw the specified amount, things can go bad. So, that is a little taste of knowledge. That's a freebie, if you will. Let me put it this way, Ezador. If you do this job for me, not only can I potentially give you some kind of power or weapon or something like that to help you along with the quest, but on its success, you can ask me 3 questions, and I will answer them completely honestly. They can be about anything in the world, past, present, or future.
And I can ask these anytime, anywhere.
Nope, after you finish the quest. It is your reward for finishing. If you wish for knowledge, I can give you knowledge, but I'm not just going to give you knowledge. You could ask, how do I defeat you, Cyric? Or how do I get out of this contract, Cyric? And I would have to answer that. And then I would give you knowledge with nothing in return. That wouldn't do at all. So what do you say, Ezador? Do we have a deal? 3 questions, plus, like I say, maybe a weapon or 2. I might give you a weapon or 2 right now if you say yes. Or a power. It's your call. Would you like a weapon or a power?
Well, I must admit you have gained my curiosity. I mean, that's quite a gift. 3 questions answered.
Yes.
Honestly, no matter what they are.
No matter what. Unless, of course, I don't know what they are, which is a very, 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 very small chance.
If you don't know what they are, do I ask another one?
Yes, we'll call that. We'll call those a do-over. It's not fair if you ask a question and I can't answer them.
Okay, I will take that deal. I would like a power.
Okay.
And also, one more thing just to sweeten the deal, then I am all in. What's this? And I'm going to show him the dagger with the maze on it.
What's the... For some reason, I got a real fucking vision of Matt Berry then. Just, what's this? And it's like a gun or something. It's the maze pattern dagger, isn't it?
Yeah, blade, dagger, made jagged stone with maze pattern on it, with no beginning or end.
I do know what it is. Yes, that is a blade of broken mirrors.
And that means...
Oh no, you asked what it is, not what it can do.
Do we have to
Yes.
banter around with pedantics and whatnot? It's obviously I need to know what it does. As well as what
it's
it
all
is.
right. I tell you what. I can tell you right now that you can gain a... If this were a game of some sort, in its current state, without you awakening it, you can gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. And immediately after you make a ranged attack with this weapon, it returns to your hand.
What's an attack roll?
Well, like I said, if this was a game of some sort, that's what it would do. So in our real terms, it makes you a little bit better at attacking, and if you throw it, it will come back to you.
I mean, that's preposterous. It's like you're talking that we're just a bunch of made-up characters and there's some other people that just roll dice for us to see if we actually land a hit.
For a split second, you see a visage of a face looking directly at a camera. Crazy, that. Just fades away.
Okay.
There is other
Interesting.
things that weapon can do, but that's all you get for now.
That I believe we was bargaining here, and this was one of my bargainings. I wanted
Yes.
to know everything it did.
Nope, you wanted to know what it did. Not everything, and I've told you what it does. Maybe, if you ask it nicely, it will tell you.
Well, this does not leave me with much confidence with my 3 questions at the end of the quest. You understand?
Oh, no.
that?
When it comes to your 3 questions, as I already said, I will answer wholly truthfully with everything I know. I'm not going to give one of those for free for a dagger.
Yes, but are you going to say, yeah, that wasn't your exact question? You just asked what it was. or-
No, I will ask you, when you ask the question, I will say, what is it that you want to know? And you will ask the question, and I will give you all the information. And I tell you what, to sweeten the deal, if you wish for more information, you could just say, tell me, Cyric, I would like to know a little more.
And that
I'll
would
tell you
impress as another question.
No, that's a statement, my dear Ezador. Not a question.
Well,
I've already told you what your little magic dagger can do. I've not told all of it, but it's better than 5 minutes ago, isn't it? You know more than you did then.
no, it is. And you did tell me what the card does as well. So,
Yes.
okay, 3 questions of my desire to be answered
Yes.
in full.
Yes, in full, of course.
And a power.
And a power as well. Okay, what is it that you... Tell you what, tell me what kind of power it is that you desire. What do you wish to be able to do?
I would like to toy with the minds of my opponents.
In what way? I'm not saying that that cannot happen. I'm intrigued.
Well, in any way that would help me, such as maybe I could tell them what they attack their own, they hurt themselves, I can get them confused, I can make them extremely
Mind
acceptable to
control.
anything I say. You know, I don't mind a bit of variety in there, a bit of chaos, as it were.
Here comes the purple eyes again. You're
Here
blind!
comes the purple eyes again. No, Gregor. Okay. Leave it with me, Ezador, and the next time you fall asleep and wake up, you'll have these powers.
Well, can't go wrong, surely.
It can't. However, I do require a little bit of thinking time on this one. It's a little bit different from Gregor's simple, I'm angry and therefore I can hit more.
Works for me.
It does work for you. However, for you, Ezador, I want to make sure that I get it just right. So when you wake up this morning, you'll be the same as you were. However, the next time you fall asleep and wake up, you'll have that power.
Well, I must say, sir, for a god of chaos that you are, you seem perfectly like a reasonable god to me.
As long as you treat me fine, Gregor, Ezador. As long as you talk to me with respect, Ezador, and understand that sometimes unpredictability is part of the package. I'm a very agreeable person.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you.
And you indeed. I believe that we might just be done.
3 questions. Return me to my slumber.
It just kind of, you hear like a click, and Ezador, you wake up in your tent.
That was weird.
And then you fall back asleep again, I'm assuming.
How long have I been asleep for?
It's still early in the morning. It's like 3 a.m.
If I've had 4 hours, I would like to work on my alchemy.
Yeah, you've just about had 4 hours now, I'd say. However, back in the dream realm. So, Gregor, it looks like we have our new party.
Well, at least we got Ezador, I guess. Not too keen on Dix, though.
Wow, dial it back a little bit. Jesus, man.
I've had some history with his kind.
Try not to kill this one.
Cyric,
Yes.
we couldn't find the plinth.
Well, that's not good. I was going to ask how that went. So, people died and nothing came of it. Well,
We
that
went-
sucks.
Well, the dagger that Ezador showed you is what was on one of the priests of Merkel had.
Is it now? Just to point out, that's not. He's got a serrated dagger that came from
Was
the
this-
priest.
How was it serrated?
Yeah, the one that he found. The mirror one is the one that he found in the jail.
Oh, no, never mind then. There was a dagger next to one of the Merkel's priests, and they seemed to be emptied. There was no plinth. There was nothing. They seem to have moved somewhere.
I've got that dagger, you know.
That was you've got it.
Teleported away, would you think? Did you see them haul out the plinth?
We didn't. We just got there just a bit too late.
So a portal. Okay, that's not great. However, a portal generally means that they are limited in range.
So you think there's someone nearby?
Well, nearby is subjective. Within the region, I would assume. Probably not on the full upper end of the region. I doubt that they would manage to go as far as Zextans, for instance. If we're nowhere near there. I would say probably limit your investigations between here and Salt Harbor. Obviously, it's a whole area, not just a straight line. Imagine, if you will, a straight line up to where Salt Harbor is, and then across across to Salt Harbor, and then you probably have your area of investigation.
I think the best thing to do is head back. Maybe hear what's in the village, see if they've seen anything.
Oh,
and then
in
head
Menel?
back to...
Is that wise?
Yes, I remember.
I was going to say, riddle me this. You, well, not you, one of your previous companions, may have done a little bit of damage in the mines. Did he not? Is it wise to go back into the village like, oh yes, we didn't really sort out the temple, and also all of those nice elves that you've started trading with, they're all dead?
You got a good point.
I always have good points.
We'll head back to Salt Harbor then.
Jolly good.
Sort it out from there.
Yes. Yes.
Cyric, also.
Yes.
Do you think I'm cursed?
Wow, not going to touch that one. Just kind of clicks his hand and you wake back up.
I just wake up and then just go straight back to sleep.
Okay, so can all of you roll me a... Actually, not you, Ezador, because you've only had 4 hours sleep, because you're now doing your alchemy.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, I am doing my alchemy, or I'm looking around for alchemy stuff, I should say that, because I haven't got an alchemy kit or any things yet, because I need to go to a shop to try and find a recipe or something. But can I look for stuff?
Yes, please roll me an investigation check. No, survival. A survival check, because you're wanting to see if there's anything nearby on the ground and stuff.
Not one.
Oh.
Oh,
Here comes a trap.
It's so tempting.
You fall down a
it's-
cliff.
No, it's so tempting for something else.
Fucking hell. Oh, hang on.
Go on.
I have inspiration, don't I?
You do.
Is it?
Please do.
Yeah.
Survival.
Yeah. Just to point out to the people watching, I gave Ezador inspiration because he gave me a nice compliment before the session started.
About his wonderful hair.
See, viewers, this is what we do before we start the game. We give many compliments to the DM as much as possible.
His wonderful hair around his...
Hey, it's inspiration.
I know you guys. I know that the people at home can't see this, but I have very long, luscious hair which is tied up. So, anything that's complimentary towards that, instant inspiration.
Sorry, what role was this for?
Survival, please.
No, I don't want that. No, does it have
What
to
if
be?
you've got that? It does have to be because you're foraging.
Yeah, but if it's investigation, it's so much better. A 5.
Yeah, but you're not investigating.
No.
Okay,
7.
that 7, that +2 has made all the difference. You find some leaves on the floor and some dirt and some twigs. There's a couple of mushrooms around, but you're not really sure if they're safe. You can pick up the suspicious-looking mushrooms if you wish.
Would it make a difference if I said 8 because I've got a stone of good luck?
Slightly less suspicious looking mushrooms, if you wish.
I'm having a good week. I'm not going to say that. I'll pick up the mushroom.
It gets everything.
Yeah, you pick up 3 red mushrooms.
Cool.
If you find someone who can, who can identify them better, I might be able to tell you what they actually are. But for now, they're just 3 red mushrooms.
This is all learning. I'm going to compile it and learn as I go. So that's fine
Fair
with me.
play. Fair
3
enough.
red mushrooms for now.
Dix and Gregor, please roll me those straight up D20s.
4.
Natural 1.
Okay. Gregor, you do not sleep well at all. You're just you're tossing and turning, and, everything's shit. You've just lost everyone close to you again. So yeah, you're not sleeping too well. Dix, what did you say you had a natural 1?
You know what I said I got?
I want to hear it again.
I got a natural 1.
Bum, 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 bum. You are so infuriated by having to talk to Cyric. You do not sleep for the rest of the night. You just toss and turn in your hat, and you have 1 point of inspiration. No, you don't.
Yeah, like that.
You don't.
No, you said it now.
Don't. Just because I say it doesn't mean it fucking happens. You have a point of exhaustion, sorry.
Oh dear.
Sorry about that. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, well.
Can't help it, I'm afraid, my friend.
It's alright.
Okay, so the next morning starts pulling around. Dix, you are very tired.
A bit grumbly and grumbly. It's
Yeah, you're not feeling
Cold.
too great.
I'm cold. I'm
Gregor,
gonna stay under my hat and rustle about a bit still.
just
Okay.
kind of rustling.
I'm just going to walk back into the camp then and see if anybody's awake.
Okay, as you walk into the camp, Gregor, are you awake at this point?
What time is it?
It's around about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
I'm still in bed, still tossing and turning.
Could
I
I
almost said something then.
Morning wank, yeah, of course.
fish out Dix's tent?
Fish out his tent. Can you explain what you mean, please?
So, find.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think I'm in a tent.
No, you
Oh, am I?
can't. 'Cause he's not in a tent, apparently.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. So,
Just
am I
my
looking-
hat.
I'm
It's
looking
just
for
the
a
hat right there. Yeah.
Right. Do I spot his hat while I'm looking for a tent?
It's invisible.
No, you spot his hat. It's kind of like pretty much next to the fire.
Dix,
What?
you awake?
Yes. Pop my head through. Oh yes, sorry, Ezador. Sorry. Jump up, shoot, hat back on. Morning, Ezador.
Oh, hey, little fellow. I was just wondering, did you have that strange night last night?
Yes.
Yes.
With Cyric.
Yes, in passing, I thought it might have been just a strange dream, but it looks like that was a real thing, wasn't it?
Yes, you didn't take anything off him, did you?
Oh, yes. He seemed like a decent fellow, that gun. It's quite surprising. I thought he'd be a nightmare, but...
You're being sarcastic, yes. Good. I'm glad that you didn't.
No, I'm not.
You're not joking?
No, he told me many useful things, and he's going to tell me more useful things as well.
Well, of course he will.
pitiful quest
He's
is
the
done.
He's the god of chaos. He'll give you whatever you want for as long as you bring him more chaos.
I failed to see what the problem is.
Oh, Ezador. That's very, very silly.
He's giving me knowledge, and he proved he knows things. He told me what this dagger does. He told me what this other thing did as well. I just can't remember. Lucky I wrote it down.
Oh,
As you pull out
Ezador.
this deck that you are not unable to name, it just kind of like boom, 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 boom,
This ominous deck.
Do I know what this is? Any of my arcane abilities? No, not abilities, but do I know what this is?
Roll me an Arcana check, please.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to be like, yes, apparently all I have to do is draw
9.
so many cards and then draw that many cards. Well, that's all he'd tell me, but more than I
I got a
know.
9 on that.
Dix, you don't really know what they are, but you can feel power emanating from them.
I'm not sure what that is there, Ezador, but it's got some arcane abilities to it, I must say. Did he give you this, or did you already have it?
There's a strange sound coming from it as well. No, I've had it on me for some time, but I don't know. I never dare do anything because, well, it's ominous, isn't it?
Okay. Well, you've done it. You've done it now. So I'm sure everything will be okay. It'll be okay. But just don't trust him, Ezador, because he's not to be trusted.
No, he seems all right.
He cannot be trusted. I promise you.
How do you know this?
I've studied. I know a
Oh,
fair
yes.
few things.
You worked in a library, did you not?
I am a librarian of some sort. Yes, I am many things.
There must be quite a bit of information running around that little noggin of yours.
There's a lot of information rummaged around. I devote my life to knowledge, and yet I still didn't take anything from him. I knew he could give me everything I ever wanted, but something just does not sit right with me.
You seem to be more
And
cautious.
I have my.
Seem to be more cautious than me, my friend.
It appears so.
Well, what happens.
I mean-
That's what I say.
Well, I'm with you for the next 87 days, so I will tread on caution as I always do, and if I see anything I feel suspicious about, I will let you know, and you can make your own decision from there.
So, are you joining us then?
I will accompany you, yes.
What about
But
Gregor?
only for 87 days.
Gregor doesn't seem that keen with you, though. Have you noticed?
Yeah, he seemed to be a little bit off, standoffish last night. I don't know if I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He has just lost his 2 companions. I mean, I don't know if they were his best friends, but grief takes a lot of steps, and I understand that. We will flesh out and iron out all of the creases he has created with my people. Don't think so, but only time will tell. I will brush it under the mind carpet for now.
Yes. It was rather a strange first meeting, wasn't it?
It was, but I needed to get out of that temple, and I needed people to do so. Needed numbers.
Where are you from?
The dragon. Where am I from?
Yes.
Maybe we spend a little bit more time first, and I will tell you on this journey.
Oh, your caution knows no bounds. Very well. Shall go and wake up Gregor.
Yes, I suppose we might as well.
And I'm gonna go. to Gregor's
Gregor.
Gregor is still asleep at this point.
I'm awake, I think.
Are you awake now?
I'm awake. I'm just can't get comfortable.
Yeah, you enter his tent and he's there.
I'm standing outside.
Hey, Gregor!
Yes.
Well, I've already established that this thing that happened last night actually happened, so you're with me, what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get used to it after a while as I'm just getting out of bed.
Yeah. So it was true. Okay, well, I'm happy to join you on this, especially for the price I'm about to get for it, and I believe little Dix is going to be joining us as well.
Do you even know what the mission is?
No, but something about death, and it's going to cover the entire land, and I don't know. Cyric seemed to think it was important, and I, he seemed fair enough sort, so I believe him.
I'll just give you that look.
Stop looking at me like that.
Well, I'll just put it in the simplest way I can. Merkel has plinths that we need to destroy. And that seems to be where he's drawing his power from. But unfortunately, when we went into the temple, we couldn't find one. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to go back to Salt Harbor and see if we can find some more clues to see.
Oh, that brings back memories. I haven't been there for some time. Well, since I went disappearing, that is, which is like, however long that was.
Fair enough.
Are we traveling with the rest of the group?
Yeah, I get out of my tent and just see if anyone else is up.
Yeah, so at this point, Amrius has been awake for a while. He's sat next to the campfire itself, just like smoking a pipe, and he's kind of got like a small metal cup that he's drinking out of, which is steaming, so you assume it's probably coffee or tea. Next to him is also Ebchar, who is kind of like just leant in front of the fire. Fu is there, but he's not. He's meditating, basically. Fu's meditating. Raynor is still fast asleep, like over a log, with a bottle of alcohol clutched in his hand. Just snoring loudly. And Redmond is just kind of really groggily getting up and picking himself up.
Can I sit next to Amrius, holding the deck of cards in my hand?
You can, yes. Amrius is just kind of like puffing away on his pipe, just drinking a cup of coffee. Oh, good morning, Ezador. Are you wishing to play a game of cards?
If you're willing to deal.
As he kind of looks at it and it just goes wom 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 wom. There's something about these cards. I tell you what, dear boy. I do not wish to. I would hate to impose myself on you. Yeah, I would allow you to deal the cards instead.
No, it's quite alright. I was wondering.
Wom 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 wom.
Can you hear this wom womming?
Yes, it's quite ominous, is it not?
It's the exact reason I didn't actually open them. There's, for some reason recently I found that if I call a certain number, I draw that many cards, but I have no idea why I would want to do that.
Have you actually drawn them yet?
No, I haven't, because, well, it just feels very ominous to me.
Yeah, something like that. It seems very powerful. It could be good power, it could be bad power. It looks like it would be a game of chance, as it were.
What would you do with such items if you had one?
If I had it, well, and he just kind of leaves to the side as if he's imagining for a second. Just suddenly snaps back to life. I would probably hold it in one of my cabinets, the casings, in my estate, where we hold all relics of power.
So it's worth a penny, do you think?
Well, everything's worth a penny to someone.
if it truly is a item of power, then someone out there will probably pay a pretty penny for it. Or, of course, you could try and use it yourself, however that may backfire. Who knows?
So you would just keep it?
Oh, yes, but, dear boy, I'm a collector is the wrong term. I'm an archaeologist, a philanthropist.
A what?
A philanthropist.
A
philanthropist.
A philanthropist.
A philanthropist. I must say, Ezador, it is awfully weird hearing one such as yourself not being able to pronounce it. It would seem that we all have our crosses to bear.
It's one word I've always struggled with. It's I don't know why. We all have our blind spots.
Exactly. But regarding this, he kind of signals towards the cards, which are just wom. I would say use your best judgment. Probably would not be wise if we find ourselves in the depths of defeat, pulling out a card on the. For all we know, it could just be an enchantment on a normal deck of cards to make them sound scary.
Indeed. Well, it's food for thought. I shall ponder on it, and I'll put it back in my.
Wom. You can feel a slight vibration in your leg from them, though.
Ooh.
Ever so slight.
It's rather pleasing.
You're quite alright, dear boy. You have an odd look on your face.
Yep. Perfectly fine.
Ezador, you put away your cards. Like I said before, you feel a faint vibration on your leg. But yeah, you're now just sat next to Amrius. Ebchar has kind of noticed and he's got up and he's starting to pack away his tent. Fu is still meditating. Raynor is still just in the background, clutching a bottle of alcohol. And Redmond is now packing his tent away as well.
I'll be doing the same, just packing everything away. Can I go? I'll go through the bag of holding just to see what I've got.
Yep. What do you have in the bag of holding? Because I don't keep your guys' inventories.
Well, yeah. Basically, he said all that's in the bag of holding is 36,375 gold pieces,
Like
4 platinum pieces, and 618 silver pieces.
Was there no items in there, JB?
He didn't ask about the items.
I said, what's in the bag?
He said, how much money did you have?
I would appreciate if you also told him what items Rag had
Let me have a
in
look
the bag.
then. It didn't have much in there, though.
No, I know it was mainly money, but I thought there was some items in there.
Let's have a look.
Also, at this point...
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say sorry. At this point, Gregor, you're realising that Rag had a lot more gold than you thought.
Type bastard.
Alright, take
So-
on that.
You've got a potion of gaseous form.
Potion of
God, that's a callback.
gas. How do you spell that?
Gaseous. Yeah, you guys do realise a lot of the items that I give you aren't homebrew.
Yeah, you can put them in.
Oh, can I put him on there? Ah,
Yeah.
right, okay. Just give me a minute.
Like, yeah, if it's a homebrew item, I'll tell you it's a homebrew item.
No, it's just here. Bag of holding. Add items in the thing. Okay, so potion of oh yeah, nice one. Add that.
You also add oil of slipperiness.
Oil of
and a crystal. You might have to put that in.
Crystal.
Yeah, that's it.
There it is,
Crystal.
crystal.
It does have. I don't know if it has anything specific.
I won't know though, will I? I'll just know it's crystal. And that's it.
Yeah, it is what it is actually. Anyway, on the 6, it's 6 crystals though.
That's 6 crystals.
Yeah, 6.
There we go.
That's
Nice
it.
one. Oh, I could probably use these as my for my spells as well. Brill.
Okay.
Yes,
you have
I've
now-
rummaged around in my bag of holding to see actually what he's got, and I've just realised that he's got a shit ton of money. Tight bastard. And I just saw these potions. I'm guessing I still don't know what the potions are. Just
yeah, just put a star next to them if you can, just to say that they've been they're not identified yet. Because yeah, Rag did not tell you about them.
how do you do that?
Just.
Ah, alright.
Yeah, sorry, put in your notes that it's unidentified.
Well, while I was doing that, if I'm still sat with Amrius,
Yes.
I'm going to take out my 3 mushrooms.
Yes.
And we go, hey Amrius, I'm hoping to start dabbling in a bit of alchemy. I don't suppose you know what these are, or if there's any mixtures you know of yourself.
He kind of takes a look at it. And with that, he does know what it is. And I just need to see if I have the item stuff for it. I thought I had it as ingredients, but evidently not. He looks at it, and he kind of like holds the mushroom up. He says, 1 second. Oh, no, I don't have it. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, he holds the mushroom up, and as he's twirling it around, you can see that it's like this red mushroom with tiny little white dots, almost shimmering. Yes, this is a red amanita mushroom. Amanita. There we go. Amanita. Yes, this is a red amanita mushroom. They are quite commonly used in potions of healing.
Healing, you say?
Yes, yes. You
Would you know the other factor in that by any chance? Just
what do you mean by other factor? Sorry.
the other thing that you would have to put with it.
Oh.
Or do you just ingest the mushroom?
Oh no, dear boy, do not ingest the mushroom. If you do that, it could be quite poisonous indeed. Now, what you do instead is that you have a pot and some form of purified liquid. And into this pot of purified liquid, you add the mushrooms. As far as I'm aware, it is 2 mushrooms for a normal potion of healing, 1 to do minor ones. 3 amanita mushrooms for a greater potion of healing. And for the superior and supreme ones, I do not know myself. You could probably find the recipes somewhere else at some point.
Fantastic.
However, in order to do this, in order to actually, the method for it, being one such as myself, I of course know and I can teach you it. You would slowly increase the temperature of the liquid in the pot until the mushrooms release their spores into the liquid. You will then reduce the temperature to a rolling boil, and you keep it consistent, my dear boy. It is of vital importance that you keep the temperature consistent until the liquid turns a deep red. And then you strain the liquid into bottles. If all is done correctly,
When the liquid in the bottle is agitated, it should glimmer slightly. Generally, you would find that you would need to do it for around about 4 hours for a normal one, and 8 hours for a greater potion.
I just got a glimpse of Gordon Ramsay going, it's fucking raw.
There's mushrooms, raw! Where's the spores?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You, come here. What's that? What's that?
I must say,
gills.
you've made me rather excited. This new hobby I hope to take up. That's a very good start. Thank you.
No problem at all. When I say stuff like purified liquid, I do generally mean water. Is this a new hobby, you say? Yes?
Yes, it's just recently I found, well, before my capture, that is, well, how long ago that was, I found, I realised there's a wealth of products just grown out the ground. And I'd like to take advantage of that. Become to know the ways and outs of the nature. It seems like a helpful thing to know.
Yeah, very well. Very well. Well, as the DM speaking, just hopping out of Amorous for a second there, just one thing. When you want to do it, you can do it in your downtime or spare time and whatnot. Some require you to do it all in one sitting. Others will allow you to break up the sittings, basically, of, doing it. So for a potion of healing, it needs to be done in one consistent sitting.
Yeah, because you've got to strain it.
You've got to strain it, you've got to keep the temperature consistent. When you do it, depending on the potion, depending on the complexity, and depending on the length of time, you might have to roll numerous rolls for it.
I can imagine him just writing that big paragraph and it's like, congratulations, you made juice.
Pretty much.
Probably.
What I can tell you is a freebie, because this is the first time we're coming across crafting and stuff like that. For the potion of healing, you only need to pass 1 DC. For other ones, because all you're pretty much doing, the only difficult part really is keeping the temperature consistent. In other ones where you've got to extract liquids and then use other parts of your crafting tool, so centrifugal force and stuff like that, to get it to a certain viscosity and whatnot, it will require more rolls than just the one. But it depends on what the end result of the potion is. Of course, you can also essentially you can Breath of the Wild it, basically, where you just get whatever ingredients you want, chuck them into a pot, and just wing it. However, that's definitely not a guarantee for anything, and could kill you.
Is there a cap? Do I just need at least 2 things to mix to find out, or 3? Or
you can do whatever you want. There's no cap.
So even if I've just got 1, I could try something.
You can try it, yeah.
See if anything happens.
Doesn't mean anything will
cool.
happen, but yes, you can try whenever you want to do whatever.
Well, I'm
just to let you know how they look. They are a red-capped mushroom that can grow to the size of a small plate. The spores, if extracted, are a darker red that shimmers in the light.
That's how you know if you've got a good mix.
The effects are, it can either be used to brew healing potions or question marks, because you've not found out that second effect.
Always wanted to question that.
Are we starting to get into video game territory here with crafting? A little. Can you tell that the DM has grown up on games like this? A little.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so you now know about that. When it comes to recipes and stuff like that, there may be areas in towns and cities where you can learn specific recipes, or other NPCs. Fucking hell, I am getting into video game terms here. Other people in the world might be able to teach you them.
As we've just demonstrated.
As we've just demonstrated. If this was a video game, we would be having like little menus popping up where you've got to press circle to continue onwards. There might be a little video of, like you just chatting to Amrius.
Yeah. Like, would you like to do that again?
Pretty much. Throughout the entire explanation, it's kind of like Amrius pulling out a fucking little like container out of nowhere with a little pot with purified liquid and stuff. Just asking you to press X at the right time.
If I do ask you, just say exactly the same thing again.
Literally the exact same thing. In fact, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm just going to say he says the exact same thing. Because I may have forgotten. Well, the method I remember, the exact terms I do not. But yeah, so as Amris is kind of like finished explaining to you, yes, when I say purified liquid, I do mean water essentially, which is purified.
Yes, of course.
Other recipes, if you're getting into this kind of potion making, oil making, or whatnot, they might ask for other liquids like oils, a carrying oil. That is not... That's an odd thing in the background, I heard that. A carrying oil is not water. You would probably have to purchase one from an apothecary.
From an apothecary, yes, I remember now.
That's very well good,
Brilliant. Thank you.
No. The pleasure is all mine. And again, as the DM, if you look in the document that I sent right at the very beginning of this session, I think it goes into a little bit more detail on crafting and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say that's a between session thing to read because it's a bit lengthy, I think. Okay.
That's cool.
Dix.
I was going to say, I'll just go out to Amrius Reap and just say, are we heading out?
Yes, I do believe we are getting on in the day now. It is around about, it's kind of like looks at the sun, 9 a.m, 9:30ish. Bloody hell.
Excuse you.
Yes, thank you. Something caught in my throat there. That explanation of the healing potions towards our new friend here obviously took it out of me. We appear to be in a bit of a sticky situation. Well, not a sticky situation as such. We are, obviously, it would be unwise of us to go back into Menel. Given
Agreed.
the actions of your former compatriots. At the same time, I must say I am quite wary, given everything that happened the other day. I do not find myself able to generate a portal as of yet. I believe I may need another day or so to recover before I can teleport all of us out such a vast difference and back to the village that we started out in.
Well,
Yes.
is there any problem for, let's say, me and Ezador to enter Menel?
Indeed, I've not been there for some time. And
That is a good point, yes.
it would look like there is something I wouldn't mind finding out about that place as well.
Yes. Well, that is a very good point, actually, yes. Please do. You see, another point is that, Gregor, of course, you know that our requested provisions for up to 2 weeks. However, our initial journey took a lot longer than I expected. So we do appear to be running quite low on rations. So if Dix and Ezador, if you two would be so kind as to... And he just kind of reaches into his pocket and pulls out like a bag of gold. If you two would be so kind as to go into Menel, go into the tavern there, and request enough meals for, let's say, 20 days.
Can I interrupt you there?
Yes,
do we
please do.
have anything to hold food or anything like that?
We have bags, we have cantinas, we have plates and bowls and stuff. Why? We have a cooking pot. That would help.
I just crack my knuckles and just say, bring them here. Because I have a spell that's create food and water.
He just kind of brings the cooking pot over to you.
Oh, Gregor.
Okay, yeah. So I've got a spell that's called create food and water. You create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground, or in containers within range, enough to sustain you for 15 humanoids, for 5 steeds for 24 hours.
Jesus.
Blimey.
Yeah, so he brings the cooking pot over, and then he also brings like the cart that Ebchar had been like pulling along with him with like the giant water vat in it.
The only problem is the food is bland but nourishing. And the spell, if uneaten after 24 hours, the water is clean and does not go bad.
Okay, cool. So how do you do this spell then? And I'm assuming you expend a spell slot doing it.
Yes. Yes, it is a third level spell. So what I do is just put my hands onto the bag and what was the other one?
It was kind of like a giant gallon type of barrel with water.
I just put my hands on it and just focus and think about food and water.
There's kind of like a split second, then like a whoomp, and you hear like the sloshing. You hear. No, you can't hear the water. You hear water. This is water, definitely. Filling up the barrel. And yeah, in front of you, in the cooking pot, is a very bland, beigey looking kind of... It's not even like a stew, it's almost like a sludge.
May not be the tastiest, but it'll do.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, considering that we are only travelling for a day or two, hopefully, before we can portal back first to the village that we were... Oh, the name vexes me. The one that we started out our adventure in. And then we can portal again back to Salt Harbour.
Sounds like a plan. Are you two still wanting to go into the village?
Well, I mean, is there anything that we require? Any information?
I believe that would be up to
do
where
what you
the
want
three
to
of
know.
you. Jesus Christ.
Well, see, we have a problem here.
Yeah, Amrius just kind of looks a bit shocked.
I have an issue. I'm going to have to say it. Being the new party members that you both apparently are, as we just discovered. I suppose, Gregor, my issue is going to be with you.
Why is that?
What is your issue with the little Dix here? He's been perfectly polite.
I just don't trust him.
Are you basing this just upon...
Past experiences.
Oh. With him?
Well, not with him, but his...
Icy ground.
Never mind. I just walk off.
Amrius, who's looking a bit shocked, just kind of like turns to the two. You're like, where? That was unexpected.
I think you'll find you have done more to us than we ever have to you.
Are you saying that to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll keep walking off.
Quick question.
I'm going to stand there, Dix, and go, don't worry, Dix. I've got your back here. No.
It's a slimy tentacle
I
just reaches
appreciate
out for a
that,
split
Ezador.
second from Ezador.
Yeah. And he's saying in my head, more than his back.
Just
Shut
out,
up, you.
just out of interest, Dix, do
Yeah.
you actually know what Gregor's done? Do you know about the Civil War in Erebor?
No, actually.
Is it just kind of what he's... The fact that
Yeah,
when you
based
met
on what
him,
he
he was
said
all
when
like,
we met-
I killed everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's.
fair play.
I don't know the history of it because, as far as I'm aware, I've been
targeted.
No, I've been.
No, you've been
in a
sheltered
specific
from-
location and sheltered from.
Oh,
it,
right.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Just wanted to make sure that, like, secretly in your backstory, you've not actually.
But I don't know. It's tricky because I have travelled. He's travelled the world and got a lot of knowledge, so I don't know how easy it would be to come across that information.
What about Civil War?
Not the Civil War itself, but just the details within it.
I would say that you probably know of the Civil War, but you don't know yet the full extent of the reasons behind it, like what triggered it off, what all the key parts.
Yeah.
It's similar to like how a kid nowadays knows that World War II happened, knows of it, but if you asked a kid what the instigating factor of World War II was, they wouldn't be able to tell you.
Nazis.
Similar to that. I mean, obviously, but you know what? Let's move along quickly. Oh, and I've just dropped my D20.
Well, little Dix, shall we venture in, seeing as though we don't seem to be going anywhere for now?
You have around about an hour or two. We are wishing to make way at some point soon.
Plenty of time. Anything on your shopping list we can pick up for any of you fine folk?
Some food that is slightly more tangible and tastier than this sludge, please.
Bit of sauce.
Yes, a bit of sauce, or alcohol to help it go down. And at the word of alcohol, Raynor just kind of shoots up. Get a lot of fucking spirits.
We'll get all the spirits you need. You got the coin?
Just kind of like chucks a bag across at you. Just like, it's relatively heavy. There's probably about 30 gold pieces in there.
Whole lot?
Everything.
Good man. I'm gonna go to the village.
That is. Where's Gregor at this point?
Gregor, where are you at
I'm
this
looking
point?
over the village at this point.
Looking over the village. So which way would we be walking? Are we walking towards Gregor to go past him?
Yeah, Gregor, if you're kind of looking at the village, I'm guessing you're kind of like on the crest of the hill overlooking the village yeah. So you can either go directly by him and kind of like go down this steep crest, or you can kind of like take a slightly worn path through the wood, which is a bit more of a gentler incline, but it takes about 5 minutes more.
Which way we're going at, Ezador?
I'm sorry, I was reading to it. What did you say?
Which trail would you like to take? We can go straight down the fastest way, but it's steep, or we can do a gradual descent.
If you're like me, my friend, I'm enjoying being out in the air. I don't mind as long as it's outside.
I just need to watch. I only have small legs, you see, that's all.
Okay, well, shortest way, steepest way.
Non-steepest way for me.
Non-steepest way, we'll do that. Let's go.
Yeah, so you don't pass by Gregor, then you head through the woods.
But going that way.
God.
Going that way. As we head down into the woods, I'd just like to send Mage Hand straight over towards Gregor. Right?
Yeah.
And if he's looking out down to the village into the woods, I just want that hand just to simply whoosh out the back of his head and quickly whip around and scurry off into the distance.
Okay, roll to hit.
It's not a hit, it's
still a roll to hit. You're trying to hit him with something. It's a roll to hit.
okay.
Please be a natural one at this point.
Natural 20.
Fucking kill me.
Knock his head off.
You know.
Am I just doing this as an unarmed strike then?
Yeah, just a straight up normal attack. A melee, essentially.
That would be a 9 then.
Gregor, what's your AC?
18.
I'm not doing it to cause any damage. I'm
No.
just
It
doing
was
to
just
tap him on the back of the head.
it was just to see if it actually hit.
Sorry,
or not.
1 minute. I've got my shield equipped.
It don't go
16.
through anyway,
29. Yeah, it doesn't go through. So basically, yeah, Dix, you send this mage hand across to try and like slap Gregor on the back of the head, and you know what? He does actually slap him on the back of the head. He doesn't fucking move an inch. Doesn't even feel it.
Do I feel it?
Nope, don't even feel it at all. It's just kind of like this. There appears to be a fly on me.
I was going to say, do I feel like, do I hear a slap or something?
You hear a slap, but you'd feel nothing at all.
Yeah, I just carry on staring out.
So it
I
takes
chuckle to myself on the way down.
It takes you guys. It takes you guys a minute or two as you're heading through the forest, as these trees kind of like loom over you, and this like slightly worn path is winding its way around. There's more bushes converging on either side, but then they fade away quite quickly as the trees open up on the path, and you find yourself approaching the small mining village of Menel. So you see that the settlement is quite small. It seems to be formed around the entrance to the actual the mines itself. There are numerous shacks on either side of the well-worn dirt road, and these shacks seem to be made out of logs. There are various logging apparatuses located around, and in the very centre is a large metal tank that seems to contain some water. As you guys are approaching, you can smell the scent of pine mixed with burning wood and food.
I smell the food. I suppose that's where the tavern is. I say, it's rather built up around here, hasn't it?
You say that, but there's only about 12 wooden shacks. Plus a tavern, plus a general store.
Small ordinary village, this Ezador.
Well, yes, but it's larger than I remember. It seems to have got a bit bigger, and
It's built high. Yes, it's built high.
and I've noticed that's open as well. The mine itself.
Yes, it is open. What are you thinking?
Dix,
Well, it's just strange because it wasn't.
roll a history check for me, please, Dix.
I don't recall. 15.
15. With a 15, you find it a little bit odd that Ezador is saying that, because the mines have now been open for... Oh, this is the fun thing about a timeline, you've got to do maths. The mines have been open for around about 400 years now.
What do you mean open, Ezador?
I mean, the mines are open. It was always closed off.
They've not been closed off for centuries. At least 400 years, if I recall.
I think you spend a little too much time in that library of yours.
I spend a lot of time out in this world.
Well, yes, but I know my facts, and I know the lands rather well. And I did know this place, and I'm telling you, those mines are not open.
Well, I don't want to come across and give any offence, Ezador, but you are wrong. They have been open for at least 400 years.
You're a tricky one, you are. Well,
no. I stand by my fact. But anyway, do you wanted to have a look or something?
what are the mines? No, let's go to the tavern, and I'll see if we can have a bit more of a sensible conversation. You gnomes.
As you're saying this, I'm starting to walk up to the tavern.
I feel a little bit underappreciated in this group, I must say.
As you guys are walking to the tavern, you can see that it is similar to the actual shacks. It's made out of wood logs and stuff like that. It's got a thatched roof. However, it seems to be the size of about 3 shacks put together. In the background, behind the wooden tank where the entrance to the mines are, there seems to be a little bit of a hubbub there. Nothing too much, but a couple of people there seem a bit energetic.
Oh, it's a bit of a hubbub over there. So we're going to have a look.
You lead the way, Ezador. I'm just in a bit of a state of confusion.
Okay, yes. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'll go over to the hub.
As you continue up the well-worn road and the dirt road, which is kind of like just almost gravel at this point, Ezador, you pass behind this giant metal tank, and as you look up, you can see that there's almost like trails from the mountains leading down into it.
Ooh, well, I don't recall this. Or any of this. This is most strange. Can I ask, am I near this football or people? Wherever?
Yeah, you're about 5-10 feet away now. As you're getting there, you can hear more. Not close enough to actually hear what they're saying, but you can hear noise from them.
Okay. I'm just gonna rudely intrude. I'm just gonna be like, "Hello, are the men or women?
There's a mix.
Hello there, mixed genders. I'm just noticing, when did this all get here, and when did you open those mines? This gnome told me.
I'm just stood here like this.
Just hands in your face.
He told me it's been 400 years.
As you're saying this, a relatively middle-aged woman turns around, bit scraggly hair, her cheeks are flushed, a little bit overweight. The mines have been open for a long... Well, mines had been open for a long, long time. What are you talking about? These mines have been open for a long... But that doesn't matter. They're not now. They're not now!
I know they're not.
No, they were yesterday. And then something happened, and we don't know what, but like 1 second, all of our friends, all of our elf friends in there were fine, and they were going to continue trading with us, and now there's another, they've closed themselves off again, and we don't know what we've done. We don't know if it was intentional, if it was an accident, if they're even alive in there.
Yeah, but how... Right, I'm getting very confused. How did they get in there? They've been closed. And now you're saying that there's people in there.
What are you talking about? They unblocked it centuries ago.
Are you...
Listen, my father lived here. My grandfather lived here. My great-grand... All of my family line have lived here for centuries. In tandem with the Crystal Elves. And now they might be dead.
I'm just going to look confused for a bit.
Ezador, let's go. Let's move on.
Yes. Okay.
I'll just quickly say to the group, sorry, my apologies.
Do you know what happened here? Do you know why it's all... Why there's just boulders everywhere on the entrance?
I just let out a sneeze like...
No, this is...
What was
this
that?
is the first. This is the first. I'm hearing of it too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know you were open.
It's not now!
Well, it never was.
It was for centuries. She just starts sobbing, like really heavily sobbing.
I'm going to start yanking at Ezador's arm to move on.
This isn't making any sense. It's never open. I know people are saying it's open. It's like
Just saying that this man
just make this up in my head.
This man who also looks to be in his like late 40s, like middle age, just kind of trots over. What's going on here, Martha? Is it? What the fuck are you? Are you giving her trouble? My dear Martha, who has a half brother in there.
Why am I suspecting a
12
big
removed
in the background?
crystal elf, and she can't contact him, and you're giving her trouble on this, her birthday. She just wanted to go into the mine and see her
No, we're not
family.
giving her any trouble. We're not giving her any trouble at all.
Then
We
why
were
is she
just simply
crying?
asking it.
Kind of looks
We were
like why
just
is she
simply
crying?
asking a question.
Half, half, half.
Yeah.
Is that 1/6?
Now look here. What did you say your name was?
I didn't, but it is a door.
Well, okay, Ezador. We might not be like you fancy city people with your maths and your hygiene and your knowing what a crystal elf relationship is and not. But they are our family and we can't contact them right now.
That's a shame. And is there anything we can do to help?
Can you shift those boulders?
Maybe.
Well, if you could, that'd be mightily appreciated. And my dear Martha here wouldn't have to spend her birthday sobbing like the sorry wench she is. And you say, oh my god!
Ezador, we don't have time for this.
Well, I mean, shouldn't we help if we could? I mean, I don't know if we can. How much rock are we talking about here?
We're not quite sure. Like, the entrance actually extends for around about half a mile.
Oh,
And the boulders are, well, take a look for yourself. And if you look behind, do you look behind them into the
oh,
entrance?
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that they're about 200 feet inwards. So it looks like there's been quite a collapse.
It seems like that's a bit of a village task, I think. I think it's a bit beyond our minuscule abilities, I'm afraid. We're here just for some mead, maybe a bit of food, and then move on. Maybe some clarity as to how they got in there in the first place.
They've been in there since the very beginning, since the mines were commissioned. But yeah, if you want to be getting some food and drink, head into the tavern. I hope you're right about it just being a village job, because, in all honesty, minus our kind of like gestures to the woodlands, minus our logging trade, which was mainly amongst ourselves, a couple of small towns. It was the trade with the crystal elves and Menel peaks which actually kept our economy going. Without that, well, we might all be out of houses and homes in a couple of months. Maybe not even that, maybe a couple of weeks. 50 people at least, well, more than that, a couple of 100 people if you take stock of the women and children too. All without homes, probably starving soon.
Okay, how is this? We will take your plate to a city or a small dwelling such as Salt Harbour. And maybe we might be able to rummage some people up and they can come
Hold on. Did you say a
help you
small dwelling like Salt Harbour?
Yes, I've been there. It's more of a trade place, so I'm sure they'll know some big cities or something where you might
My
be
friend,
able to
my
commission a lot of
friend. If you can get Salt Harbour down here, that'd be great. If you could get those folk from there down here, because that's like getting the second biggest city in Luna to help. That'd be great. If you can get the guards down here, and I don't know, if you can talk to the Voivode, if you can talk to Lord Solus there, it's like one of the richest cities in all of Ixon. Yeah, we'll take their help.
You're digging yourself into a hole here, Ezador.
They're the richest.
Well,
I'm
it's
going
not
to
as rich
leave
as
now.
Zexamps. Yeah, Dix, you're just kind
I'm
of like
leaving.
trundling away really quietly. Well,
Into the
yeah,
tavern.
the only one that's probably more prosperous at this point is Zexamps. But you obviously know this, you're obviously a well-travelled man. We are but simple woodland people.
Yes, I am rather well known.
Are
Throughout
you though?
this, well, yeah,
I don't know. know you. You're just a man who's upset me on my birthday.
Look, I used to know very important people. I even dined with King Titan the First once. I know.
You did what?
I dined with King Titan the First. I was there when the Draggle colonies of Khazadar. I've been to famous places and know many things.
I just narrow.
It's strange to me, the things you are saying now, because I just don't.
Yeah, so Ezador, as you've been talking to this man, he's been getting more and more suspicious towards what you're saying. His eyes have kind of narrowed. King Titan the First, you said?
Yes.
Oh, you're trying to jest with Martha, aren't you?
No. Why would I be jesting at a time like this? She's grief-stricken, the poor woman. All right, we're talking here.
Well, yeah, you do know that it's not King Titan the First, right? Are you mistaken here?
No, I'm not. I met him. I think it'd be rather embarrassing if I called him, I don't know, King Titan the 29th.
Well, if you take 20 off of that, you're about right, mate.
King Titan the 9th.
9th, yeah.
Titan the 9th.
Yeah. Bit of an odd one, that one. I mean, I'm assuming you know. I'm guessing you're just mistaking yourself here, and you actually mean you dined with King Titan the 9th, but if you did, I'd kind of narrow
monarchy.
again.
The Titan.
Yeah, the Titan monarchy. He's the one who, well, I noticed that you were travelling with a little gnome fellow.
Yes.
Ask him what he thinks about King Titan the 9th and
I think
what he did in Erebor.
In my mind, I'm now having a flashback to the gnome saying the doors have been closed for 400 years. An image of all the structures that weren't there before. My conversation with the woman, and then him saying Titan the 9th. And it's going to go around in a circle a few times.
It's just like, it's like these little flashes, just like.
And I was just going, what year is it?
That's an awfully old thing to ask, but it's 985. You look like you've seen a ghost, my friend. What's wrong? What's wrong? Martha, I think you need some stew. I don't want to cook stew. My birthday.
985.
Are you just like slowly staggering away from them?
My word. My Ogmar. I'm just gonna like walk off.
As this is happening, Dix, what have you been up to?
I've just been heading towards that tavern.
Okay, you get to the tavern and you open the doors, just kind of like a blump. It's a very small tavern, like I said, it's only about 3 shacks worth. There's 1 or 2 people in there, as well as a bartender. No music or anything, it's just all quiet in there. A couple of tables, a couple of square tables, a couple of barrels which are being used as seats, a couple of torches, but they're all extinguished because it's early morning. Well, it's not early morning, it's mid-morning at this point. The sun is coming through the glass windows quite easily.
They use prestidigitation, light all of the candles as I walk in.
As you kind of like, how do you do it exactly, sorry?
It was simple walk in through the doors.
Yeah.
Look around, see the snuffed out candles, and just candles lit. Is there any response from the
How do those lights get on? I didn't put them on.
Good morrow.
Are you do you know candles aren't cheap? They cost more. Are you going to pay for all these lights that are on? Next thing you're going to be doing is turning on my fucking fire and then not paying for the heating. Did you know we're living in a very tight economy right now where lights and heating cost an awful amount of a lot of money?
And with that, I will just flick 5 gold pieces towards him.
That'll do.
And I'll look at the fire and light it.
That'll be another 5 gold, please.
No.
3 gold. Did you know that the energy companies around here are just fleecing us? Like the Voivode of Luna, the Lord Solus is all like, oh, well, I'm going to make sure that the energy companies, by energy companies, I do, of course, mean the people who provide the wood and whatnot, are going to fleece us. But then it's all it's an entire Eothlock community.
Yes, chatter. Good morrow, I said.
And I said 2 more gold, please, or you turn the fire out. Eating is getting more expensive.
I'll sit down at the bar, pull a stool, try and climb on top of it. Sit me.
Just looking at you without blinking.
Sit my little gnomey bum down. So I've had a much a restless night. I am cold. Just allow me to be comfortable, and I will pay you accordingly.
All right. Just to let you know, energy's expensive.
Now, a bowl of stew and a warm beverage to soothe my little throat.
I thought you said a warm bed then. It's like, I'm staying here tonight.
I've left the party.
Just a little thing pop up in the screen.
Can't do the 87 days. Gotta get back to the books.
What kind of drink do you want? A warm one, obviously, but there's many warm ones out there. Coffee, tea.
Let's probably go with a tea.
Right. I'll get you your tea.
Double it,
I'll
please.
get you your tea.
Can I, hang on.
Hang on with what?
Why are you saying it like that?
Because I'll get you your tea. You want a tea? I'll get you your tea. And your stew as well. I'll make sure it's... Fucking hell. It wasn't even meant as that, but fucking hell. It'll be the best damn stew and tea you've ever had in your life. Mark my words.
Good.
It'll be coming back for more.
I'm feeling really sorry for little Dix. It's like everybody's acting really weird.
He's had one hell of a day.
Much obliged.
Yeah. Make sure you pay for the fire when I get back. Like I said, energy is not cheap. Our local politician said that he was going to make it a lot cheaper. But you know what? All he's doing is lining his own Yeah. I didn't vote for him.
Would you like me to take my penance elsewhere?
He just kind of like grabs the 5 gold that was on the counter and pulls it towards him. I mean, it's your call. You've already spent 5 gold here. You might as well have...
Yes, but I will spend more, won't I? I will spend more.
Yeah. Alright. I'll eat your tea. It'll be some damn good tea. And stew. What kind of stew would you like? Would you like meat stew?
You have
Vegetable
different
stew?
you have different kinds
Mushroom
of stew.
Yeah. We cater for all kinds of dietary requirements around here. There's some people who don't like meat. There's some people who don't like any animal products.
I don't want to eat meat.
Good. Would you like any animal products at all?
No animal products, just some potatoes, carrots.
What about mushrooms?
You know, things. Well, with your tone of voice, I'd rather stay away from the mushrooms.
Are you sure about that?
I'm
These mushrooms are
100%.
the best. They're almost like they have their mind of their own.
I bet they do.
Can I kick the door in really loud?
Just... What the fucking hell are you? What?
Prestidigitation to snuff the candles and the fire out. under me hat.
300 years!
400!
300
Just from
years!
under the hat. 400.
Do I hear this?
I was going to put my hand and go, 300 years, Dix! 300 years!
I told you, and it's 400, not 300.
The 300 years I've been missing. I've gone. I've been. Where?
I don't know.
Why did you kick my doors in?
300 years. Did you not hear me? I've been somewhere. I don't know where. I was in a cage, but I wasn't in there for 300 years. Everyone I know.
Ezador, you're bringing a lot of chaos around this morning.
I was a hero, Dix. I was a hero. Everybody knew my name everywhere I went. Who do I know now? They're all dead. Again?
Also, yeah, sorry, Dix, just to clarify,
Again?
I got my maths wrong. It has been 225 years since the since the mines reopened. I got my maths wrong, sorry.
25. It's okay.
But still, it's a long time.
I was going to
Been
sit
up a
down
long
next
time.
to Dix. I'm just going to be like, it's going to take some adjusting.
Are you going to pay for that door? You just booted it. And all the candles went out. And the fire.
Will you be quiet?
No! It's about to happen! It's a boom of doors! And then
One
someone
moment.
kicked off the line.
Right, can I put the 300 gold down? That pouch of gold.
That was about 30 gold.
Not 300.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
yeah.
30.
Whatever that was, the pouch of gold.
Just starts reaching towards the bag.
Ah! Just slap her hand.
I'm a man!
That'll pay for the door, whatever that is.
There's a Scouse accent!
For now, just get me a drink. A good one.
Get you your drink.
I get one
It'll
for
be the
Dix.
best drink that you've ever had. Is
Well,
already
go.
having a tea.
Go!
The best tea you'll
Go!
ever
Get it.
taste. Oh, I'll get you your drink. And they just kind of shuffle off into the back.
She's a strange one, isn't she, Dix?
Honestly, I've been trying to get some food and a drink for like the past 15 minutes.
Well, mark my words.
You've said this.
I mean, I don't know what people are like in the future that apparently I'm in, but you got to be firm with these people.
Also, just to point out, I'm fairly sure I said that they were a bloke when you walked in.
Oh, I thought it was a woman.
I haven't I can't remember what I described, but I'm fairly sure I said it was a bloke.
Well,
Yeah, I'm under the impression it's a man.
I was like, Dix, how long have you been in that cage? Because aren't you a bit concerned? You know how long you've
The
been
cage?
away. Yeah, you was in there like me. How do you know you're not been lost for more than 90, 60 days or however long you're supposed to be gone for?
Well, that's a good point, actually. Not really took the time to.
Do you want to roll
realise
a
the time.
knowledge check? A wisdom check, sorry, Deeks.
I was going to wait until that person comes back from the kitchen and ask what day.
That's fair. You can
What-
also roll
is
a
this for
wisdom
something
check
else?
to kind of just get a general idea, just to see if you can figure something out very quickly.
9.
You can't figure it out. I mean, you've definitely not been locked up as long as Ezador has, because you were following a group, and that group is still there.
Yes. Well, it must have been in this lifetime, Ezador, because the group I was following is still here.
Well, not really anymore, is there?
-2.
As you
3.
say this,
The thing I was following it for the most is no longer here.
as you say that, Gregor feels a pain in his heart.
The group you followed them in there, did you?
Not in there. I followed them on their journeys towards there, yes.
Oh, right. Well,
I was following the dragon.
just me.
As you're saying this, the bar person, they come out. Here's your tea. The best tea you'll ever have. Just plonks this cup of steaming tea in front of you. And here's your stew. You didn't want the mushroom, so here's your vegetable stew.
Thank you.
Eat up. Just turns to Ezador. And here's your alcohol. You didn't specify what alcohol you wanted, so I got you a squirt of everything from the shelf.
Sounds good to me, barmaid. Thank you.
Bar person. Bar person.
Oh, are we, right, yes. Sorry, is that not an appropriate thing to say now?
Just squints. I'll be watching. I'll be watching you.
Do you want to watch over there?
Just kind of walks backwards. Hides in the shadows. The shadow kind of like covers them.
A peculiar person.
Is there a knife and fork and a napkin?
You don't eat stew with a fork. There's a spoon there. The best damn spoon you'll ever have.
And the napkin?
We're not one of you city folk who use napkins. What do you think this is? A brothel?
It's a established tavern.
Yes. In a small village.
So no napkin, no.
Yum yum.
Okay.
Eat up.
Wrap my cape around the front.
Well, I think we best.
I'll eat the stew.
I think we best start getting on haste. We've only got about an hour, remember, Dix?
Yes. What do you think we should do? What is the plan?
Well,
I've just come for a wander, really.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't mind checking out what this village has to offer, but I don't know if we have enough time.
I think it's already offered me quite enough, to be honest. But I've got 30 gold, and I need to buy things with it because it's not mine. So,
is it alcohol you need? Because I can for that.
Yes, barmaid, bar person. Sorry,
Bar person. Thank you.
Could you just give us alcohol of whatever that is, and of course the door, if that's concerned.
For you, I'll only charge you a gold for the door.
Oh, thank you.
So 29 gold for alcohol. All right, I'll get you your alcohol. And it'll be adequate. Well, no, it won't. It'll be the best alcohol you've had. And they leave. They kind of leave, and you hear like chinkling of bottles and stuff like that as they gather more. Dix, are you eating this stew?
Yeah, I am. I'm necking it down me, and they're drinking the tea.
To be fair, it's the best damn stew and tea you've ever had. Nothing nefarious about it.
This is lovely.
You actually have a +2 to any constitution checks for the next 24 hours.
Ooh, nice.
It just warms your inside. It makes you feel good and sure of yourself.
Things are looking up, Ezador. I'm feeling much better.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
I would like to go and find some books.
Well, yes. Now you're talking my language, actually. But shall we just wait for this?
Yes, I'll wait. Yes, finish off the broth.
As the bar person comes back, they kind of like plonk 5 bottles of ale, a couple of bottles of mead, and 3 very large bottles of black liquid. Now this is basilisk venom. I don't suggest drinking it all at once. It'll kill you.
Basilisk venom?
Yeah. It's very strong. Normally only like half orcs can take it, but you wanted strong alcohol. Here's the strong alcohol.
It's not a snake, Ezador.
Yeah. And you're supposed to drink it?
It's like a little shot. Like a shot.
Well.
Drink too much, though, and it will freeze you. And then kill you. Also, did I hear you?
Kind of thing.
Did I hear that you wanted books?
Yes.
Well, we're just a simple mining village. And we're not like you fancy city people who read. So you'll probably have to go.
Books.
Again, my headphones cut out.
You must have books.
No. What do you think we are? City people? Now?
You don't need to be a city person to read a book.
No. That sounds awfully elitist.
No. I happen to agree with my little friend on this one. Knowledge is for everyone. Should be cherished, followed, and embraced by all.
And who do you think's going to teach us how to read? We have enough on our problems, trying to cut down all the stuff, and also, apparently now, our main point of trade is inaccessible. So, when do you think we're going to have time to learn how to read? And who's going to teach us to read? Are you going to teach me how to read? Are you?
I think these are.
Are you?
These are. I believe this is a lost cause. Let's get out.
Are you going to teach me to read?
So here we go. I think we'll just back off.
The bottle's just walking backwards. Because I don't know how to read. These are fucking squiggles. Look at this up here. Look at this. It's my sign. I don't know what it says. Do you know what it says?
I've left 2 gold pieces on the bar as I'm walking back.
I'll just keep shrugging, nodding, and shaking
I don't even know if these are words.
leave the building.
As you're looking up, as you're walking back and looking up, it's not even words, it's just literal scribbles.
Why does that sound like a Monty Python scene?
You'll be back.
So that was weird.
It was rather. That's to me. It pulled me out of my little breakdown. So
Yes, a little bit of comic value in the morning never goes amiss, does it?
3 years of us doing this, and I think that might be the weirdest scene I've done. I don't even know where the fuck that came from.
well.
So it's no books.
It was the fact he was going on about City Folk. It was pretty good, that.
Thank you.
No, I don't think we're going to find a library here. Or anything.
Do we need anything while we're here?
Well, I got the drink for them. I'm fine with that.
Can I see any? Is there any commotion gathering around these caves? You know, the entrances and
There's
things.
still
and-
quite a large crowd of
There's a large
people.
crowd.
There's more
Trying to get
people
in.
just kind of like worriedly talking amongst themselves. There's a couple of people rushing in, and then about 2 or so minutes later, they come running out sobbing. There's quite a few of them.
I'll be like, Dix, we can't help, friend. We're just 2 people. And they can't enter this village for some reason. So maybe we can get him help when we get back there.
Yeah.
Is he saying that? You just hear in the background towards the caves. Oh, the entrances towards the caves are gone. Why would they abandon us like this? Our only trade. The gods have abandoned us. Only death awaits.
I think it's
Just
time we
another
should go.
sneeze.
Sure, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's Gregor's just
Weird
sneezing
village.
again.
Yeah, should we not go there again? I agree. Silly place. Such a silly place.
Hi everyone, Tom here. Just wanted to say a big thank you as usual to everyone who has watched and listened to this episode. As you may have realised, there's been a slight name change for this one as opposed to what I had said in the last outro. And that's because whilst editing this one, I realised that we had far too much footage for just the one episode. So instead, we're splitting this recording into 2 episodes. Because of this, next episode won't have the usual character Q&A, and I'll be providing a super quick recap of this current episode before we jump straight back into the action. The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign by RollCast. This episode is featured JB as Dix, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Ezador, and Tom Crabbe as the DM. Intro, midpoint, and outro music were, as usual, provided by JB. Editing and sound mixing was done by Tom Crabbe. As always, we are incredibly lucky to be able to use some insanely good tracks and ambiences created by some incredibly generous artists. If you've liked what you've heard in the background, or you want to elevate your own sessions, I highly recommend checking out the following artists that were used in this episode: Adrian von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, Kevin MacLeod, Michael Ghelfi Studios, Scott Buckley, Sword Coast Soundscapes, and The Seventh Midnight. RollCast is on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find us on there using the handle @CastThatRoll. So if you've watched this episode on YouTube and you like what we do, why not like the video and drop us a sub? It apparently helps with the algorithm. We've also got all of our previous episodes up in our Season 1 playlist, so why not go through it, catch up, like them too. Our Twitter and Facebook has information about upcoming episodes, clips from the latest episode, and, very soon, lore and behind-the-scenes facts. Again, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, all on the handle @CastThatRoll. Don't want to watch but still want to listen? We've got your back. Look for RollCast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, Good Pods, and all other podcast platforms. Or, alternatively, add our RSS feed so you never miss an episode. Thank you again to everyone who has watched or listened to this episode. It featured one of the most random bits we've ever done, but we certainly enjoyed playing it out. And I hope you enjoyed watching or listening as well. We're back on the 2nd of August for part 2 of this episode, Rain and Thunder. So until then, keep playing and we'll see you for another session at the table. Just gonna move you guys across because for some reason it's not set up like that.
No, wrong way.
There we go. Now you guys are set up correctly.
God almighty.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of half expected to see a fist for some reason just pop out of that side of Coogan's fucking screen.
Ow!
It can do.
Oh, I've got you guys lined up. Wonderful. Great. You know. You know what? I've lost track of where the fuck I was. Did I even introduce us? I think I
You're
introduced
on the
us.
top.